Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to more exciting action on International Championship Wrestling. This is Jack Reynolds at ringside, along with Tex McKenzie, and the International Tag Team Champions will see action in the first exciting bout on our program today. The Mongols, accompanied by their manager, George Cannon. Tex, what can you tell us about the tag team of Jim Wilson and Marshall Lewis, their opponents?
Well, I can tell you one thing, that Jim Wilson is an ex-gridiriner, pro football player, terrific fellow.
The Mongols carrying the banners of the International Tag Team Champions, along with the handsome belts that they wear. Gito, Mongol, the smaller of the two.
George Cannon giving the last-minute instructions to his men. He's taking these men right to the top all over the country.
You can see the Mongols right now showing the tremendous throng in attendance here. The coveted International Tag Team Champion belts, but they'll have no part of it. Charlie Babb is your referee for this bout. One fall with a 15-minute time limit. We're waiting for the bell. We're just about moments away from the start of this, the opening bout here. Oh, it's good to be back again, Big Tex, with International Championship Wrestling. There's the bell, and the match is officially underway. It'll be Gito Mongol going against Marshall Lewis from New York City. The champions in action. There's George Cannon, billed as the world's greatest manager. There's a tag, and here comes the big Mongol. Tremendous boot to the midsection. This guy looks bigger and bigger all the time, Tex.
He really is. They're doing fantastic. They're winning every match they come up against.
There's a tag, and here comes Gito Mongol. Double teaming, double boot to the midsection. Down goes Marshall Lewis.
Lewis is giving away 40, 50 pounds, Jack.
Chokehold in there by Gito. Referee Charlie Babb counting. There's Big Jim Wilson, former football star with the Atlanta Falcons, Baltimore Colts, Philadelphia Eagles. Mongols double teaming Marshall Lewis. There's George Cannon. He loves it. Loves it.
Why wouldn't he, Jack? He's taken these two Mongols and made them champions, drawing tremendous money.
There's a tag. Here comes Bolo Mongol. Chinlock in there by Gito as Bolo stomps away with the big black boots. There's a whip into the ring and a knee to the midsection. Down goes Marshall Lewis. Hard fall. Bolo Mongol right now, applying the pressure.
And he makes the tag. Big Jim Wilson is in, and he's going to go. Get in there, Jim.
Oh, tremendous shot in there by Wilson. And he's pounding away now on Bolo Mongol.
Oh, Nelly, look at that football player go.
Right into the forearm smash of Marshall Lewis. Let's pick that up again. Hair pull in there by Wilson, and a beautiful forearm smash by Marshall Lewis. That's good double teaming on the part of Wilson and Lewis.
Beautiful, beautiful, Jack. That was really great.
Big Jim Wilson in trouble right now as the Mongols are looking to finish this match quick-like. Tremendous knee to the midsection. Wilson stunned by that. That's Gito Mongol in there right now, pulling the hair of Big Jim Wilson. Leg scissors. Here comes Marshall Lewis. Referee Charlie Babb warning him. Cannon right now. Uh-oh, Marshall Lewis going after Big George Cannon, the manager of the Mongols. You can probably hear the bellowing voice of George Cannon in the background. There's Cannon. There's George Cannon.
I am right, says George Cannon.
Here comes Bolo Mongol using the big black boots again.
Enormous wrestler, Bolo. One of the biggest wrestlers in our big-time professional wrestling today.
Got the fingers in the mouth, Tex.
That Guido's a vicious wrestler, Jack. He's not nearly as big as the other one.
But more cunning and more brutal.
He's the older of the two, and he's got a very talented wrestler.
Look at Cannon. Cannon interfering in this match.
Look at that dirty rap.
That's uncalled for. There he is. The sneaky George Cannon. Sticking in his 2 cents worth. Referee Charlie Babb, I think, is sleeping during this match, Big Tex.
Well, I'll tell you what. Refereeing is probably one of the most difficult jobs there is to do in professional wrestling. It's impossible to keep your eyes on all 5 men. There's 5 in there besides with Cannon.
Right now, the action is limited in a neutral corner. Guido Mongo, Marshall Lewis challenging Cannon. In the meantime, Bolo Mongo's in there.
Did you see that? They didn't tag. That's what Cannon does, you know. He distracts the referee's attention for just a moment, and their men can come in and without making a tag.
Jim Wilson really taking a thumping right now from the combination of the Mongols, International Wrestling Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Double teaming. Wilson right now really taking a lot of abuse in that ring. What punishment.
Really is, Jack.
Cannon loves it.
Look at that.
Here comes Wilson. Tag. Here comes Marshall Lewis. Lewis, forearm smash, left hand to the midsection. Headlock in there and a beautiful back smack in there by Marshall Lewis.
Now they grab him. He's going to come out. He's going to come out. Oh, you can see now why those men are champions.
Double teaming tactics of the Mongols. There's a stomp to the back of the head by Bolo Mongo. There's a tag from Guido. And here comes Bolo Mongo.
Look at that, Marshall. Made the tag, I think. No, he didn't. I thought he made the tag, but he didn't.
Tremendous bear hug in there right now by Bolo Mongo.
This looks like it, Jack.
Tremendous bear hug.
Did you see that one?
Split time second.
Strictly illegal. The referee didn't see that. Completely uncalled for.
That's it. Referee Charlie Babb has called for the bell. Let's go up to the ring right now and get the official decision from Rick.
Look at this, will you? At centre ring, Kevin Martin awaits for the brute to come forward. He does so, and a side headlock is taken, and immediately Martin puts the brute into the ropes. But coming off the ropes, he hits him hard with the shoulder. Martin waits and body slams Brute Bernard and goes down to cover him, and the referee hits the canvas for 1 count. Martin's up again, side headlock. This, believe you me, as I said, wrestling fans, is going to be an exciting day on World Championship Wrestling with the matches we have in store for you. There's a drop kick there from Kevin Martin, who puts Bernard down to the canvas. Bernard up on his feet now, and a side headlock by Martin, who tags Tambula. Max Tambula from Samoa. What an exciting program coming up for you wrestling fans. Off the ropes comes Tambula. Leapfrogs over Brute Bernard. Oh! A flying drop kick. Put Bernard down, and Ox Baker, the heart puncher from Missouri, jumps inside the ring, met by a flying dropkick from Tambula. And of course, as everybody knows, that heart punch has been banned here in Australia by Mr. Tony Coloni and the National Wrestling Alliance of America. Ox Baker laughing his big head off there, looking straight at the camera, and slaps with a forearm to the head of Tambula. There's a shot of J.J. Dillon, the manager of both Ox Baker and Bernard, as a warning count is put on by the referee in Rob Phillips. You can see those big eyebrows of Ox Baker every time he jumps inside that ring. Those eyebrows, they seem to curl up when he gets very close to the action. There's a flying mare by Brute Bernard. Comes down with that big forearm, with that leather guard. around the forearm. He tells everybody he has a bad right forearm. That's why he wears the leather guard. But by gee, it certainly helps him in some particular matches. As he tags Oxbaker once more. As a double leg lift by Bernard and Oxbaker, and Tambula goes to canvas very hard. Oxbaker, a big leg lift to the stomach, laughing as he goes. Tambula goes underneath with the left and the right, and Oxbaker standing it out there. Will he double up, or Tambula's tagged Kevin Martin? And Kevin Martin comes in onto Baker now. Lefts and rights, and look at Martin go, will you? Oxbaker, he buries the big fingers into the throat of Martin and tags Bernard. Baker, he's big. He's 320 pounds and 6'3.5". But Bernard now, Martin goes over with a magnificent back buddy slam there by Brute Bernard. It was a backdrop. As he comes in now, takes hold of Kevin Martin by the hair and tags Baker. Baker jumps inside, forearms by both Bernard and Baker. And Oxbaker screaming out to Martin, give up, give up. The referee puts a question here to Kevin Martin, but there's a negative from Kevin Martin. Oxbaker, he's a big, mean, powerful man. As I said before, that hard punch has been banned here in Australia. He killed the 2 men in the United States with that hard punch. And Mr. Tony Coloni and the NWA have declared it as a lethal weapon. Now Kevin Martin grabbing hold of that beard of Oxbaker as he kicks Martin to the chest. Comes in with the big fingers around the throat, around that nerve centre, and he has tagged Tambula. Tambula underneath onto Baker and chops one to the jaw, and another one, and a headbutt by Tambula. And Brute Bernard comes in to be met by another headbutt from Tambula, and another one to Baker. Baker goes over towards the blue corner, and Kevin Martin with lefts and rights, and there's the worried look of J.J. Dillon. Oxbaker slammed by Martin, 320 pound of it, as Tambula works overtime on to Brute Bernard. Now it's Martin and Tambula. They whip them both at centre ring. They collide, and Brute Bernard is tied up in the ropes, and Baker hits the canvas hard. There's the count of 2 from the referee, but Oxbaker has the strength as Kevin Martin works now onto Oxbaker. Over in the neutral corner, the referee is trying to untie Brute Bernard, but they throw the big ox into Brute Bernard. He ricochets off Bernard and hits the canvas. Tambula for the count of 2, but Brute Bernard come in from behind and punch to the back of Tambula. A tag by Oxbaker onto Brute Bernard now, as Tambula's a little groggy here. Is thrown into the whip by Brute Bernard and walks right into that high leg lift. And a tag to Oxbaker. There's a foot stomp by Oxbaker to the chest and the rib cage of Tambula. Tambula, a lot lighter. Oxbaker picks him up like a feather and slams him at centre ring and tags Brute Bernard. Jim Dillon on the outskirts of the ring, walking around, screaming instructions there to Brute Bernard. Swing him around, he said. And look at Dillon, will you? Have a look at Dillon. And there's the camel clutch. Camel clutch by Brute Bernard. Is the match over? The referee putting the question here, but Kevin Martin comes in and slams one to Brute Bernard. As the tag is taken here by Oxbaker. What an opening match on World Championship Wrestling. The hard punch. Is he going to throw that hard punch? The referee puts a warning on him. It is barred. And Dillon screaming out to Oxbaker. Throw it, said Dillon. Into the turnbuckle goes the head of Tambula. Oxbaker follows it up now. Moves over towards Brute Bernard, and the head of Tambula hits Bernard's knee hard, and the tag takes place. Now, Brute Bernard takes Tambula and punches him to the side of the face. Dillon moves around and gives instructions here to Bernard and tags the big ox. Now the big ox jumps inside the ring. A kick to the stomach by the ox, but Tambula goes underneath, and another one underneath. Hits him hard upstairs, and another one on the left by Tambula downstairs, and the ox has had enough. He's tagged Brute Bernard, who comes in from behind. Holds there Tambula as Oxbaker kicked him into the chest. Bernard takes him by the hair, throws Tambula into the ropes. He comes off the ropes and runs into the big leg again. Another tag to Oxbaker. Baker comes off the middle strand with a big elbow over Tambula. With a win, 2. Oxbaker, Brute Bernard over Kevin Martin.